Hey guys, if you like the content, please be sure to like the videos and subscribe to the channel. Thanks. Hey guys, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and we're doing another Legacy playtest session. Couple updates to the deck. I got a suggestion for Get's Verdict instead of the Chainer's Edict out of sideboard, so took out the Chainer's Edict, putting in Get's Verdict, and I replaced the main deck Smothers with a couple Get's Verdict as well. And then we cut the Bad Moons and we cut the Shepherd of Rots and we added Tormented Hero. It's not a zombie, unfortunately, but it is a 1-mana 2-power guy from the new set, Theros. So we're going to try him out, see if we can just maximize our 1-drop 2-power guys and maintain a little, maintain most of our zombie synergy that we need for the Gravecrawler. And the Gravecrawler Carrion Feeder synergy is also amazing. So Gravecrawler is a pretty important aspect of this deck for resilience. It works well with the Mutavault. But we've added Jeet, or Jite, however you pronounce it. And we're going to be using this instead of Bad Moon. So I imagine this card, it's definitely played in Legacy. It's fairly cheap online, so I recommend picking it up if you don't already have it. It's only like 4 tickets online, so not that bad. And it's just a ridiculously powerful card. Just lets you do all sorts of stuff, and it doesn't matter if they kill the creature it's equipped to. The Jeet keeps the charge counters, so kind of just a broken piece of equipment that they didn't realize at the time was going to be so good. But we get to try it out, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Try some playtesting, see how Jeet plays for us, see how Tormented Hero plays for us, and Get's Verdict. I'll see you in a little bit. Alright, here in the first round of our playtest session. And what do we got? Yeah, we got a keep full hand here, a bunch of 1-drops. It's about what this deck does. No first turn play, and solid second turn play for us. Although, might be in our best interest to just get 2 more creatures next turn. Probably makes a little bit more sense. Sarcomancy and Tormented Hero, perhaps. Alright. Not too big of a deal here. Let's discard a Tormented Hero, because all of the other cards can bring back our Gravecrawler. So we'll get rid of that. Sack the Gravecrawler. He's going to sack a land. He's getting rid of a Dark Ritual. Got to sack a land. Okay. Not the end of the world here. Let's bring out Carnophage. Both of these have the potential to deal damage to us, but let's bring out the Carnophage. That's fine. Could have done the Carrion Feeder, but I'd rather get the additional power on the board. Oh, back-to-back smallpox. Well, that's not ideal. How important is Dark Confidant going to be in this game? Don't know. Not sure. What are we discarding? I guess we can get rid of one of our Sarcomancies. Alright. Well, looks like he outvalued us a little bit, unfortunately. Back-to-back smallpox is kind of a big deal, but we're just a land away from right back on target. Alright, no such luck. We'll find a land eventually. No land from our opponent. And not quite. Inquisition, not a huge deal. Regardless of what he makes us discard, we're still going to be able to do things once we find a land. Unless, of course, that land is a Mutavault, in which case we won't be doing much of anything. Alright, got rid of the Dark Confidant, which may not have even been the right choice since I'm literally 2 lands away from even being able to play it. Alright, no land yet. There it is. So we'll bust out Carrion Feeder to start her off, because I have a feeling he's got some removal. Sinkhole. Alright. It's not the end of the world. And there's another land. Alright, so let's... could bring back the Gravecrawler. Might be in our best interest to just get another creature out there with the Sarcomancy, a little more power. Guess let's bring back the Gravecrawler, just in case he makes us discard. Or if he plays another Smallpox or something. Interesting. Dark Ritual, okay. And Liliana. Alright. Alright, let's discard Hymn to Terek. Looks like it's not going to be as useful this game. Doesn't look like Diabolic Edict is going to be all that useful either, but we haven't quite seen what he's winning with yet. Alright, there's another land. That's good. Let's go ahead and start focus firing on him. So let's just start swinging at him if we could. I think since he only has 1 card left, that's probably going to be better to just focus fire on him for now. And we'll get out our Sarcomancy, and we'll get out our Carrion Feeder. Okay. This looks like a pretty decent board state for us. Now it doesn't matter if we discard the Diabolic Edict, because it's currently not useful. Yep, not a big deal there. Alright. He wouldn't even get that many creatures if he ultimates Liliana, so that's not a big deal. Jeet, that's pretty cool. Alright, let's just get in there and play Jeet. I guess the clock's the same either way, but we can still swing at him. And we'll get our Jeet out there. Or Jitta, or Jite. I've looked up the pronunciation for it on the MTG forums, and unfortunately... Alright, I guess we can just sacrifice Gravecrawler. Well, we're going to equip Jite, I think. So maybe... Well, let's just sacrifice Gravecrawler. That's fine. Alright. I mean, we're not going to let him ultimate, so no big deal there. Let's just equip our little Carrion Feeder here. And then we'll start swinging here. So, swing at him, and this will go towards Liliana to keep him off ultimate. Get our charge counters, and pass turn. He can make us discard Hymn to Terek. That's not a big deal, and we'll definitely have lethal next turn. the discard strategy is not quite as good as us, only because, I mean, we can pretty much do everything with one land, which is a nice bonus for our deck. Okay. So he got some information. We do too. I mean, we're running a lot of the same cards. The only difference is my deck literally just has to operate on 2 mana or less, whereas his deck runs Dark Writ to get to Liliana and stuff like that. What do we want to play against him? It looks like removal is going to be bad. Like Disfigures, not necessary. Edict, Verdict, all that, probably not necessary. Let's dump a couple Edicts and let's put in the Cabal Therapies. Because, I mean, we have a pretty good idea what his deck is running. Not that Cabal Therapy is that good against him, admittedly, but it doesn't look like much of our deck is that good against just this discard strategy that he's got. So Therapy could potentially get us some value, but he seems to... Well, I mean, the nice thing about Therapy, I guess, is you don't mind discarding it to like a Smallpox or a Liliana, because you can still get a use out of it, perhaps. So I guess we'll try this out, see if we can get some more info out of what his deck is running. Yeah, this looks good. This looks to be just about what we do. Or what we want to do. Always like the first turn Gravecrawler. That makes the Innocent Blood not nearly as devastating. And if he's got Inquisition or Thoughtseize or whatever, so be it. Okay, so our Dark Confidant's going to be gone. Still on a decent track towards 3 creatures by turn 2. Let's get Gravecrawler out there. I actually don't mind having the land excess, I don't think, because we know that he's got the sort of land hate strategy. Although currently he's just hating our hand. Maybe we'll draw R, him to Tarak, which would be good. I guess now if we get Cabal Therapy, we can still do some cool stuff. Or Carnophage, that's fine too. Alright, so we're getting in there, and we're going to drop a couple creatures. So now, good news is Smallpox, Innocent Blood are almost eliminated from the equation. They're not a big deal. Looks like he kept a 1-lander too, which is ballsy. I guess he's got Dark Writ. Nether Spirit. At the beginning of your upkeep, if it's the only creature in your card in your graveyard, you can return to the battlefield. Okay, that's kind of cool for him. Am I likely swinging this turn? No. Probably not, since he can block and then get his dude back. Cavern seems pretty worthless. I guess we're just on the hunt for a Jeet. We're on the hunt for a Carrion Feeder. I mean, I guess we can attack, but he's going to get it back anyway, so that seems wholly unnecessary. Let's just chill out. Still only 1 land. Oh, so he can start nuking our guys once he gets 3 mana? Alright. Not ready to attack yet. And Cabal Therapy. Okay. Well, yeah. Let's take a peek at his hand. What do we know he's got? He's got Liliana. So maybe we want to just do that, and it's Liliana Vess, not the other one. So let's take a peek here. Alright, smallpox and sinkholes. So we can get rid of double sinkhole. I guess that works. We can get rid of him. Him doesn't really matter. Smallpox doesn't matter as much either, since I don't mind him taking the damage. And him to Turek doesn't really matter, since I can play everything, and I've got all the lands I'll ever need. Alright, so we're going to name Sinkhole. Let's just play a swamp. Let's play it again. Select him. Sack the Gravecrawler. We'll name Sinkhole. I guess he's conceding. Alright. Well, he didn't want to discard cards there, I guess, even though it's not that really... I wouldn't think it's that big of a deal. I guess he just couldn't get the lands, though. Alright. Well, that was an interesting match. Nether Spirit is a card I didn't consider. Unfortunately, it's not good for our deck, because we just have so many creatures, but I like the idea of it in his deck, since he can discard it and then bring it back. Okay, well, that was an interesting match. See you for next round.